Why is there a collective denial? Just like anyone now that's if you bring brand new ideas inside any field of anything, sex, religion, government, the old system will want to shut you down. Why does that work? A little bit about the mechanics of how denial collectively works and how you can undo it in yourself. I grew up with a nuclear physicist father. I watched the academia thing from the inside. So, in denial, you have, if a human being, an individual, has a traumatic experience, like a young child or an adult, you will deny that experience. It's too much to handle consciously. You dissociate. You go into shock. You don't remember what happened. Car accident, so forth. You have amnesia around it, yes? You don't remember anything half hour before the accident or whatever it is. Rape victims, horrible things like this, children being abused. There's a blackout that happens, a media blackout, an information blackout. That goes into denial. The experience still happened. It's still there in the subconscious, which is why through hypnosis and various techniques, rebirthing, so forth, you can re-access these energies, and they need to be healed, because these energies run you like pistons from your subconscious will run your whole life. The fact that your dad left you when you were a little child, or there was a horrible divorce, will traumatize you for the rest of your life. And you'll often see what I call the pendulum swing. My parents were never there for me. So you become an overprotective, overbearing parent, for example. Or your parents were overprotective and wanted to take care of you. Then it swings back the other way. I'm going to let my kids do whatever they want. These are the mechanisms we have to learn to deal with. All right. So individual denial, we black it out. In a family, you can also do it. We'll never talk about what happened to Joey. That's something we just don't bring up here, ever. That's family denial. You can have a city, you can have a country, you can have a whole planet be traumatized. Here's an example. Researchers are now finding that obviously Egyptian civilizations, Graham Hancock talks about it, Robert Bauval, that there's an obvious much older civilization. Egypt is not built, some ridiculous pyramids are not built for some tombs, it's physically impossible. And if you look at the evidence, you can see how it's connected to the stars. Now, and it's 10,500 BC, and it's much, much older, and there's water erosion. Look up Robert Schoch, Boston University, the water erosion on the Sphinx. It's obvious that has to be much, much, much older. So as this evidence, this is physical hard evidence shows up, the established academia will not want to see it. They'll want to go, no, we can't take it. Because it will undo their whole world view. That's the collective denial. And the reason, now get this, the reason that collective denial went in, because those old civilizations, humans as a collective, had a huge trauma. That trauma then translates into, we don't want to know. So when the collective doesn't want to know, we get universities and professors and experts paraded before us on the TV that know what it was with their little pipe or whatever their academic credentials are. And remember, I grew up inside this. When I became a biologist myself, went to graduate school, spent a lot of time with academicians, watched my father and his physicist friends discuss things growing up. I saw it from the inside. I understand it. It is a dogmatism. Scientism is an ism. And scientists, if you point that out to them, they will get vehemently angry and not quite stay emotionally unattached and impartial. They'll very much fight for their particular dogma, just like religionists do. Isms, schisms of isms. It's horrible, right? So the collective denial of what happened to us in the past, Atlantis, the sinking of that continent, the destruction of free energy and so forth, has caused this amnesia, sleepwalking ability for us to be this sleepwalking sheeple cattle being led by experts and controlled by governments because we don't trust ourselves. So this is how denial works. There's collective denial. It's not an overt conspiracy. It's not everyone's in on it in the government. No, we don't want to hear about it. So the abuse continues, like in a family. Mommy doesn't want to know that daddy's abusing little Susie. She just can't handle the consequences. Divorce, him beating her, whatever it is. So she just goes into, no, it's not happening, it's not happening, it's not happening. No, you're attacking my family if you try to point it out. That's personal psychological denial. Well, we do that collectively as well. No, we didn't have previous civilizations. I just want a God that punishes me, that tells me what to do. Give me the commandments. If I follow these rules and stay meek, I'll go to, We get these ridiculous religions. Same thing. So to come out of the collective denial, because it's pretty painful now, right? Your kids are being shot up with vaccines, 30 of them before they're 2. Prescription drugs killing people's spirits. We have ridiculous wars where we kill each other, send our kids off to be killed, by the way. The Iraqi war, all that. $1 million per human being inside the U.S. could have been saved. That could have saved all our houses, paid off our mortgages, sent all our kids to college, not have the current depression that we're having economically. It's insane, the repercussions. So if you want free energy, everyone has enough energy, no more blood for oil, no more wars for oil. If you want to have relationships with your kids that feel good, if you want to have partners, personal relationships without divorce lawyers, horrible, hiring hitmen, and just all the anger and seething resentment that goes on with the relationships. These are some of the symptoms. You don't want a government that, increasingly taking away your power, etc., etc. What can you do to undo that? If you have to come out of your personal denial, you can't change the whole world except by changing you. The world is a reflection of me. My world is a reflection of me. Ho'oponopono, yeah? The Hawaiian ancient Huna practice. We do that when we go to Hawaii. Join us if you want. We swim with the dolphins, go out, go to visit Pele. Hawaii is still a remnant of the paradise on earth. The thing you can do, you have to come out of your own personal denial. You're meant to be a full spectrum human. Just being stuck up here in logic and in academia, even zeitgeist movement, beautiful ideas. This new thing about how we can live collectively is not going to work until the humans have healed their whole spectrum. You're not just a head. You are a heart, an intuitive belly, and sexuality. You need to be a full spectrum human if you're going to be balanced. So until we address that, which means feelings, emotions, sexuality, honestly, forthright, transparent, no hidden agendas. The only reason the CIA, Mossad, and all those horrible secret assassinations go on is because you're in denial. You're in denial of your own inner emotions, your own inner rages, your own inner wanting to get people. That's what adds to the collective denial soup. So the most powerful thing we can do to heal the world is to heal ourselves. And healing it on a personal level. That's when you start doing that, some of your friends will change, spouses may change, right? But the other way is you will stay in a rut. What's the difference between the grave and a rut? About 6 feet, right? You'll stay in that rut and die of cancer, full of drugs. That's how most people are dying today. That's horrible. That's an ignoble end. So the best thing we can do to get free energy back is to free the energy inside your own body. We know enough. It is time to do that. The inner body awakening is exactly about learning to feel your own inner energies again. I was inspired a couple of years ago to put these together. I'm asking Source, what's the best thing we can do for people? My personal awakening was sort of stumbling around in the dark, getting help from other spirits, from Jesus, directly. You can talk to these masters, Babaji, Yogananda, Kutumi, Emil, El Morya. These are real, Saint Germain, There are beings that have gone ahead of us, Buddha, Osho, Muktananda, Ramakrishna, Ramana Maharshi, Sri Aurobindo, Eckhart Tolle, Katie Byron. A lot of us waking up now. This is the key. You have to do your part. And that's the only way you're ever going to really feel good as well. Very doable. The alchemy energy process is a way of learning to work with your inner energies. To learn to start to transmute that which has been bad in your life into energies that feel good inside you. It's all doable. So that's a little bit about collective denial today. If we want to come out of collective denial and not have our kids, if you want to do it for the kids, you come out of your denial. You start waking up. That will do it for your kids. Otherwise, you're just leaving it for them and dying and checking out of here, hoping it will magically take care of itself. Doesn't work that way. You'll just have to come back and deal with it again. That's the good news for today. All right. I know. So, you waking up is the most you can do to help the whole planet wake up, because you will effervesce your energy into the collective instead of adding your denial to the collective. Check out the books as well. Listening to the Sun, if you want more of this stuff, on Amazon, Awakening Souls. Thank you very much. More later.